sex 7 years ago, once. But it teaches you a lot, and it makes your life different. It moves, from that fucking weirdo in the park playing with lightsabers to, oh my god, how cute is that dad playing with lightsabers? It's pretty nice. But it made me also realize I had a bit of a tumultuous relationship with my own parents growing up. I remember a few years ago I told them I wanted to be a stand-up comic, and they laughed at me, which is probably the most supportive thing they've ever done. But it did lead me to address some of the more issues in my life, so I just keep reaching for beer a lot. Excuse me. Sorry. And so like I said, it led me to letting a lot of relationship with my parents. It was a bit tumultuous at the time. To be fair, looking back, I was an annoying kid. I remember my mom used to cut onions, sometimes on purpose, just to make me cry, which made me realize onions was a really shitty name for a puppy. But then, I was one of those kids that asked a lot of questions, which as a dad now, I realize how annoying I can get. I actually grew up in Germany before moving to Ireland, and I grew up with two very different parents in terms of religiousness. My mom was super anti-religion, my dad was super pro-religion, so they decided in raising me they're just not going to talk about it and let me decide when I'm older, which led to some really awkward conversations. Like as a kid walking around Germany, lots of big, beautiful churches, and I kept asking, what are these buildings? Who owns these? And my mom would always explain, that's God's house. And walking down the street, you see another church. What's that? That's God's house. I'm like, this is crazy. This guy owns a lot. It's fucking really cool buildings. Who is this guy? But they didn't want to tell me, which, obviously was awkward. Then when I got older and I found out this fucker doesn't even live in these buildings. He lives in the fucking sky. And the only thing he does is hold a brunch meet every Sunday, and he doesn't even show up for it. But on the upside, he serves wine and cheese. Sorry, wine and bread. Spoilers. Wine and bread, and I was like, well, that makes a lot of sense. Wine and bread pair really well with cheeses. Yeah, that's the kind of reaction I chose. If you get it grown, But yeah, it made me as a young fella identify with Jesus a lot. Not being the smartest, brightest, or most popular kid made me think, this guy's pretty cool, he's got 12 friends. Good girl. I wasn't super into the foot stuff, but, to each their own, I'm not going to king shame. But now as a dad, I identify far more with Joseph, from that side of things. And it made me become slightly more religious as I grew up. I like to tell people I didn't have a lot of sex in school or in college or any of that, and it was for religious reasons. Because every time I approached a girl, she'd be like, Jesus God, no. But now I have a child, so there you go. And the thing is, about having a child, it's strange because you get applause for having a child, you don't get applause for having a 7-year-old, and that's strange because having a kid is pretty easy. I've been studying how to make a child since I was about 11 years old, researching online videos. And then when I was 26, I was even allowed to practice with someone else. And yes, that's right, I'm proud of that.
26.
But these online documentaries that I was watching and researching for many, many years never prepared me for the raising of a child. And it's weird that on these sites that train you how to make a baby, they don't train you how to take care of a baby. You very rarely see MILF teaches 7-year-old how to read, MILF taking 4-year-old out of the first bike ride. And I understand that, because I would find those videos a lot harder to masturbate.
Aww.
Thank you very much. But yeah, like I said, as a father, I identify far more with Joseph. I'm actually in a co-parenting situation, which makes things different, not bad, just different, which is cool. And so I identified with Joseph, his 2-dad situation, coming home to this little brat that can shoot lightning bolts out his ass, and he's like, you're not my real dad! I'm like, you're not my real son, but I can't do anything.